Apollo, the radiant god of sunlight, music, and prophecy. Apollo is one of the most important and complex gods in Greek mythology. Known as the god of the sun, music, healing, prophecy, and archery. His influence extended to various aspects of life, making him one of the central figures in the pantheon of gods. Origins and birth. Apollo was the son of Zeus, the king of the gods, and Leto, a Titaness. His birth was not an easy one, as Hera, Zeus' wife, was enraged by the affair and made it difficult for Leto to find a place to give birth. Eventually, Leto found refuge on the floating island of Delos, where she gave birth to twins, Apollo and Artemis, his sister, who became the goddess of the hunt and the moon. Apollo was immediately recognized for his divine beauty and grace. From an early age, he displayed remarkable abilities, especially in music and archery. Powers and attributes. Apollo was known for his exceptional skill in several areas. 1. God of the Sun. While the sun was originally associated with Helios, over time, Apollo became linked to it. He was seen as the god who brought light and warmth to the world, symbolizing clarity, truth, and knowledge. Each day, Apollo was believed to ride his golden chariot across the sky, bringing the sun from east to west. 2. God of Music. Apollo was a master of the lyre, an instrument he was given by Hermes. His music was so beautiful that it could enchant gods and humans alike. He was often depicted playing the lyre while leading the Muses, the goddesses of the arts and sciences. His music was believed to bring harmony to the universe. 3. God of Healing and Medicine. Apollo also held power over health and disease. He could bring about both plague and healing. His son, Asclepius, became the god of medicine, and Apollo was considered a protector of those seeking cures and health. 4. God of Prophecy. Apollo was closely associated with the Oracle of Delphi, one of the most famous oracles in ancient Greece. People traveled from far and wide to seek Apollo's wisdom and prophetic insights. As the god of prophecy, he was believed to have access to knowledge of the future. Influence on humanity. Apollo's influence was vast, affecting many areas of human life. Art and music. As the god of music, Apollo was seen as the embodiment of artistic inspiration. Musicians, poets, and artists would invoke his blessing to create works of beauty and truth. His patronage of the arts helped foster cultural development in ancient Greece. Health and medicine. Apollo was a revered figure in healing, and his influence was seen in the practices of early Greek medicine. His son, Asclepius, was worshipped as a divine healer, and many ancient physicians looked to Apollo for guidance. Sun and agriculture. As the god who brought the sun, Apollo played a vital role in agriculture. His light was essential for crops to grow, and he was often worshipped by farmers who relied on his favor for bountiful harvests. Morality and justice. Apollo was a god of moral order and purity. He was seen as a protector of law and fairness, and many ancient legal systems were said to be influenced by his sense of justice. Myths and stories. Apollo features prominently in numerous myths. One of the most famous is his battle with the Python, a giant serpent that guarded the oracle at Delphi. Apollo killed the Python and took control of the oracle, establishing his place as the god of prophecy. Another well-known story is his love for Daphne, a nymph who rejected him. When Apollo pursued her, Daphne prayed to her father, a river god, for help, and she was transformed into a laurel tree. Heartbroken, Apollo made the laurel tree sacred and wore its leaves as a crown. Legacy. Apollo's legacy has endured for millennia. In addition to his mythological significance, Apollo became a symbol of rational thought, intellectual pursuits, and the beauty of the arts during the Renaissance. His image continues to inspire representations of artistic, scientific, and ethical ideals in Western culture. In short, Apollo's blend of power, wisdom, and grace made him one of the most revered gods in mythology. His influence touched everything from the natural world to the intellectual and spiritual life of humankind, making him a lasting symbol of the light that brings knowledge, healing, and artistic beauty into the world. Apollo's complex personality and relationships. Apollo, despite his many virtues, was also a complex god with a range of emotions and behaviors. His myths often portray both his benevolent and vengeful sides. Like many gods, Apollo could be kind and generous, but also merciless when wronged. Compassion and generosity. Apollo's role as a healer showed his compassionate side. He used his powers to protect people from sickness and offered guidance through the Oracle of Delphi. For those who sought his favor, Apollo could be a kind and supportive god. He was also protective of his family, especially his sister Artemis, with whom he shared a strong bond.